19th, 3 p.m. We're here to address an alleged open meeting law complaint. And in reviewing the complaint and the alleged violations, and reviewing the minutes and the recordings, I do not see any violation of the open meeting law.
You never do.
And I will make a motion that no violation
Read the
occurred.
complaint, please. People want to know what the complaint is. This is a meeting for complaint. Well, give it to me and I'll read it. I'll read it.
We have copies of it, the press has a copy of it. I can read it.
Yeah, I wish you would.
On September 5th, 2019, at the Newport Center regular select board meeting, I was on the agenda to speak about a water system project and how business was handled by the select board. The issue concerned 9 meetings in late 2018, where $750,000 was signed off to contractors at the 9 meetings. The meetings were never warned to the people, nor were any minutes taken at the meetings, as well as other alleged non-compliance of laws and constitutional rights. At one point on the September 5th select board meeting, I asked a question and Steve Barrett, the chair, answered the question with a non-related question. He insisted I answer his question, then Jerry Waterman and Rick Gosselin said I was beating a dead horse and they would move on to the next agenda item. They did this and I was not allowed to speak on the issue, nor did I get an answer to the question. I believe they were trying to silence me because the issues were serious, involving questionable handling of the recent water project funds. The question that comes to mind, given the board's avoidance of accountability, is do they have something to hide? My constitutional right and open meeting law to speak openly and get questions answered, accountable with town business matters at these meetings, is being violated. I allege a non-compliance of open meeting law. And he goes on to reference 1 VSA 311. Cure. Schedule 2 special warned meetings to answer the municipal water users' questions and be allowed to speak until we have addressed all issues completely and get the answers the municipal water users have been seeking in recent past. First meeting to be scheduled in the period of time by open meeting law, and the second in mid-January 2020. Second meeting to be scheduled no later than January 17th, 2020. Highlighted, if the conditions of this cure are not met, it will be considered a denial. Given the fact that 9 meetings occurred wherein $750,000 was allocated and no one knew about these meetings, I feel it is fair to include 2 meetings on this cure to get accountability on what has been going on. Part 2. There are 3 times in the past year where accountability has been denied to the people on this issue. I believe my cure is very reasonable. If the select board does not cure this complaint, I will file additional complaints. And it is signed by Barry Sahagian.
Barry Sahagian. It was a typo. Make a big deal of it.
So there is a motion on the floor alleging that no violations occurred.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion relative to the open meeting law complaint?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Am I allowed to speak?
Yeah, you're always allowed to speak.
Yeah, this cannot go. You think, you can vote anything you want, but this goes on the record. And it becomes another open meeting law that you have denied any wrongdoing.
How many does this make now?
I don't know, 7, 6. You are heading towards what is called an egregious situation, and they use that term in law. You people are not gonna comply. You have made this crystal clear. You've denied every single complaint for 4 years. You're always right, and I'm always wrong. You people do not want to honor our constitutional rights. You've made that clear over and over again. You've broken many, allegedly, many open meeting laws. I know the open meeting laws almost by memory. I've studied them for 4 years. And I don't think Rick knows anything about the open meeting laws. Do you know them? Have you ever looked them? Have you read them? You have. And so you know that we have the right to speak at these meetings, right?
There is an agenda we'd like to follow, though.
An agenda? No, well, sure, there's always an argument, an agenda, and I broke the agenda? Is that what you're saying?
Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
You said there's an agenda you gotta follow.
I
I'm
said
asking
there's
you,
an
do you
agenda
feel that-
we'd like to follow.
Okay.
All right.
We're yelling at each
Don't
other
put
now?
words in my mouth.
I'll put any words I want out here. This is an open meeting, I'm allowed to
Not
speak.
from me, you won't.
Well,
Barry, back
you
up.
said it. You said,
Go on.
go on. No, go on.
Yeah.
Shut me up. I'm tired of this. I don't like being shut up.
Okay.
I have the right
Talk.
to speak.
Talk.
Okay. So you didn't answer my question, I don't care. But I don't
What was
believe,
your question?
I said, do you feel that, you said there's an agenda we have to follow? And I asked you, did you feel that I broke that agenda? And you said, don't put words in my mouth. That was putting words in your mouth? I'm just asking you, did you feel, you mentioned it. You're looking for a fight?
That you broke the agenda?
That I didn't adhere to your agenda, whatever you want to call it.
Well, several times I think you haven't.
Well, several times I think you've denied me my constitutional right.
Okay.
You don't care.
We have a motion on the floor and you're speaking to that motion.
What?
I said we have a motion on the floor and you are speaking to that motion.
Yeah, I'm speaking of that motion. But he spoke up, so we had to
So
air our grievance, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, anyway, so it goes on the record, and it stays on the record. I have created my own agenda where I don't care what you say. The people are going to be the ultimate boss, as they are, and let them judge. Let them judge. It has cost me and Jerry Waterman, who doesn't seem to care, probably $5,000 in extra fees because of all the water hauling that you did. No one ever did nothing. You say you're all involved in this, but I don't see that. I see one man involved in it. You people didn't show up to any of those meetings, and I'm seeing one man making all the decisions here for this water. So he holds the burden. That's why I say you people weren't in there. I mean, I don't like the fact that you two did nothing. You didn't even, Denise was supposed to give you reports of everything that happened in the meeting. She didn't. But you wouldn't have read them anyway. So you don't actually know what happened at these meetings. You didn't show up. I mean, it's sort of legal, but not really. A lot of laws were broken, constitutional and open meeting laws were broken by that arrangement you have where one man in 9 meetings makes all the decisions for $750,000. The other 2 guys stay home, don't come, don't update themselves on what actually happened, and then they come in and vote later on he puts motions across that are relative to those things that happen in these secret meetings, and you vote on it. Despite the fact you weren't there, you didn't read reports, so I'm assuming you didn't know what the hell was going on. I know you didn't know that Steve agreed to pay $132,000 for a preliminary assessment that you only paid $20,000 for a few years ago. So he's working. I believe Steve Barrett has an agenda with the engineers. It was already spoken that he was to receive compensation for being the resident representative working with them, and that paid $20,000. So they want $132,000 for something that's only worth $20,000. He gives it to them, and they give him. One hand washes the other. Beautiful little arrangement. He makes money. Jerry don't make money unless you're in on it, and Rick don't make money. Steve makes money.
I think
Stay
that's
home.
real close.
Stay home. No. Don't interrupt me, please.
Let him go.
Let me go.
Let it go.
Denise, I think you do a great job, Denise. You do a great job in this town, but when it comes to the open meeting laws and constitutional rights, you're a good old boy. You're ready to fight with everything you got. So, I don't know, I like you, Denise. Like I said, you do an unbelievable job. You'll carry the burden of all of this, of a lot of transactions and laws and municipal things, and I do respect you for that, but I can give you no credit for working with the people on the water project at all, or helping us get our constitutional rights. That's about all I have to say. Go ahead, deny it. It's like, oh, what a surprise, deny it. But that's all right. I can work with that. Another open, that's another year that can be, another year that this action can be taken on in that. You would think that you would want to do the right thing, but no, we don't do anything wrong. That's fine, because I haven't finished. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, so I'm gonna have to, and the only way I can get any answers is to file a complaint. Because, shut up and don't ask questions, Jerry says. No, not shut up. You're beating a dead horse. Shut up and move on. Shut up. The new trend in Newport Center is shut up and don't ask questions. I'm asking. I won't stop asking. I'm going to ask questions about these things that I don't know about. It is my right. I will do that. The people in the town deserve to know what's happening, not secret meetings where they spend $750,000 of our money and a lot of bad decisions, alleged corruption in my opinion, but I can't prove it, and I don't think I want to go that way. So I can tell the people what's happening, and you can tell them how you don't do anything wrong. Some of them will believe you, I'm sure. You won't get me to believe you ever. Good.
Are you
Do your
done?
vote.
Are you done?
I am done.
Thank you very much. Motion on the floor that says that no wrongdoing occurred. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
will you allow me to ask what was the question that Barry asked and what was the response? Would that be out of order?
What was the question Barry asked?
Because I'm sorry, that's the allegation that Mr. Barry is saying that he asked you a question and you responded with a different answer or something? Am I misunderstanding?
On that September 5th meeting, he was talking to us about the 9 alleged unwarned meetings we had. I then asked him the question if those meetings that he's referring to were the engineering meetings. And he got very mad about that.
He wasn't asking you the question, if I recall correctly, he was asking me the question, and then you...
And then I asked him if it was the engineering meetings, and then he got very defensive about that.
That's because you insisted on me answering your question, but wouldn't answer my question. And a question answered with a question. How clever. You do that over and over. You're not gonna ever get away with that with me again. I ask a question, you don't answer, I file a complaint.
It's your prerogative.
You better believe, no, it's not my prerogative. It is my right. It is my constitutional right, not prerogative.
All right. Any further business before?
Did you have any other questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Any further business?
Did we want to do anything with this?
I think this was just, Fred had given it to us, we can review that and we'll act on it the next select
Okay.
board meeting. What he's referring to is got prices on it, fixing up the truck, it's rusted out.
I did under unfinished new business, I do have something. Jason Prue called today, he's a guy who lives on Pavney Hill. He wants to know if you guys would have a problem with him trapping coyotes and fisher cats on the town land.
He had seen me yesterday and asked me, and I told him to call Denise, because I knew we had this meeting to ask, so it'd be the full board taking care of it.
Wouldn't that be something Fish and Game might?
Well, Fish and Game, he asked Fish and Game, and he said you need permission from the town,
Oh,
so that's why.
Land up there is not posted, is it?
No, and I told him it's open land, but I said the full board needs to take the action on it, and I also told him to contact Glenn Foster, being the chair of the Conservation Commission, so he would know, given permission.
I think the conservation, is it on our land?
Yeah, it's
Then
just,
the conservation board should get.
well, no, we have to give
Oh,
the
we do,
okay.
but-
Yeah,
okay.
because through the
That's what Fish and Game.
Fish and Game
said.
said we have to.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with
I
it.
don't have a problem with
No, I don't either. You want it informal?
No, but just as long as you, you know, and if
Fine.
somebody else asks, I know like Jimmy Karen likes to trap.
Is he asked?
He hasn't, he
Okay,
usually
so
does.
That would be the thing, is just let Jason know that there is others and that, you know, everyone will know who's doing what up there.
Yeah.
So
what
it's
he's-
open for hunting.
What he's doing is within the legal.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
For
they have
trapping.
to
Okay.
have their names on their traps, they have to check them every day within 24 hours and.
And the game
you know,
one is, I know, at least
They are on
Jenna is
that.
on it. She's on it big time.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
good. Any other business? Denise?
No, that's all.
Great, thank you very much.
Make the motion to adjourn.
it. Second it?
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye. We're out of here.
I can go set my tree stand.
Yeah.
My portable tree stand tonight.
How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Pretty good.
Got hooked.
You headed for yours behind the house? or where?
Well, yeah, I think.
Granted him permission to do it.
Hmm?
The board granted him permission to do it.
Yes.
What time is it?
3:17, I guess.
Catch you all later.
Bye, Rick, good luck. Good luck, Jerry.
Put this stuff in there, I'll carry that. I'm not gonna carry that.
Yeah, I got a copy in here. I think, I'm sure I got a copy in here. And she, Sarah sent it.
I'm actually warm, just sitting in here with this.
Yeah, I'm talking, offloading
Is it trout?
No, no, it's just being
What do you want?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Do you need for anything?
No, I just need to talk to you. This should be-
Yeah.
Something that I gotta go to that I can't get out of, and that's what I'm doing.
Let's move it to a different day.
Can't, about, you've got the dam lady coming.
Right, right. Yeah, so you can drive
She
it
has a
away.
cell phone.
Yeah, there was a guy in here, I
Okay,
stopped
maybe we
yesterday.
can do it on Wednesday,
Ken?
Thursday.
See you
Ken?
then.
Whatever's convenient. Excuse me.
No, just talking one thing.
Oh, is it still raining out?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's better than snow.
Is it
If this-
No, I'd rather
If
have
it
snow.
freezes,
Is the 12th an
it will
issue?
be pretty nasty.
I know, I'd rather have snow.
Yeah, I think I might.
Yeah, I just did
What goes in here? Is this everything in
Then
here?
where you're not
Looks white.
rushed for whatever.
Right.
They have a meeting here.
a mistake.
The
I
Reese
knew it,
District
just
on
from
the
the
10th.
weight.
It's always the second Tuesday.
Back
Annual
off.
meeting.
Okay, I'll see, I'll make sure that I got something going.
What?